Hello, Camila. How are you? Good evening.
Hi, teacher. I'm fine.
How was your weekend?
Was good.
Mm, was not good.
Was good.
Oh, it was good. Oh, that's awesome. For some reason, I understood it wasn't good. I mean, it could happen, right? But I was just curious. So, what do you do on the weekend?
Um, I mm, salí
Okay.
a una disco.
I'm sorry.
Salí a una disco.
Oh, okay. You went dancing or clubbing.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Anything else?
Mm, no, después estuve en mi casa.
Okay, at home, right? Have some rest and get ready for the week. Okay, that's good. Well, for me, it was home. I have a lot of things to do at home, so uh, I didn't do much except for working at the yard and play with my dogs and watch TV. I guess that's all I did. Not much. And also catch up on some things at work. So that was pretty much it. But it was an interesting week, though. It was fast, though, short. Anyways, before we start, I was gonna ask you, have do you have any questions about Pearson?
No.
No questions. Have you started working in Pearson?
No me asignó tareas sobre ¿cómo se llama? Sobre el pasado, lo que estábamos avanzando,
Oh,
lo que avanzamos.
okay. Today I will assign some. Okay. Today we're going to finish. Let me show you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, today we are going to finish the grammar part of Unit 2. Okay, so we're going to complete this part. And since we are about to finish it, you are going to have homework from this unit.
Okay.
Okay, and tomorrow we're going to start a new unit. And that's pretty much it. So if we don't have any questions about Pearson, let's get to the grammar part, okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Comparative adjectives. So what are these? What's an adjective in your own words? What is an adjective for you?
Algo que describe a una persona o una cosa.
Yes, a person, an object, a thing. Good. And when we say comparative, well, we use them to compare, okay? So we have some examples. My car is old. Sam's car is older. Susan's office is big. Laura's office is bigger, okay? People are happier on Fridays. So we're doing a comparison between two things, okay? When we compare one thing to the rest, to everything, that's a superlative. That's a different story. So we're going to talk about a comparatives today. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so let's listen to the explanation and then we're going to review. Number one.
When we have two people, places, or things, we can compare them. We can compare them by using comparative adjectives.
This apartment is bigger than my place. It has 2 bedrooms. A large bedroom and a smaller one.
Okay. So any questions here?
No.
No? So remember, when we have two people, places, or things, we can compare them. We can compare them by using comparative adjectives. This apartment is bigger. Okay?
Okay.
Than my place. It has 2 bedrooms, a large bedroom, and a smaller one. Okay? If you the large one, yes, it's a smaller. So you're comparing. Okay. So there's no questions. Number 2, you ready?
Yes.
We make the comparative form of short adjective. Sam's car is older.
Okay, I think the communication got cut. So let's start again, okay?
Okay.
We make the comparative form of short adjectives by adding er or are. My car is old. Sam's car is older. My apartment is nice. Your apartment is nicer.
Okay. So far, do you have any questions?
No.
No? Okay. So remember, we make the comparative form of short adjectives by adding er or just are, depending on the word. In this case, old, we add er. Nice, we already have an e, so we just add an r. Okay. Number 3.
If the adjective ends with a vowel and a single consonant, we double the final consonant and add er. Susan's office is big. Laura's office is bigger. It was hot this morning. It's hotter right now.
Okay. So this is important. If the adjective ends with a vowel and a single consonant, we double the final consonant and add er. The case of big, we added another G, bigger. For hot, we add another T for hotter. Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
sí tiene una vocal y una consonante, ¿verdad?
Si finaliza con una vocal y una consonante simple. En este caso, tenemos una vocal y tenemos nuestra consonante. The same thing for hot. O-T. Okay. 4.
If the adjectives end in y, we change the y to I and add er. People are happy on Fridays. People are happier on weekends. The parks are pretty in the winter. The parks are prettier in the spring.
Hello. Hello, can
Mm, Lo escucho entrecortado,
ok. ¿Me escuchas mejor o todavía?
un poco mejor.
Okay. I think it's the internet, okay? So, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So if the adjectives end in Y, we change the Y to I and add ER. For example, prettier. Okay. Any questions here?
Es para... ¿qué significa en realidad? Por ejemplo, el happier, para decir que...
Es una comparativa, recuerda. La gente es más feliz en los fines de semana.
Ok.
¿Ok? Y la de abajo, the parks are prettier in the spring. Los parques son más bonitos en la primavera. Recuerda, estamos hablando de comparativas. ¿Ok?
Ok.
So, let's go on number 5.
If the adjective has 2 or more syllables, we make the comparative with more.
Laura has a beautiful house. Dave's house is more beautiful. Los Angeles is expensive. San Francisco is more expensive.
Remember, we don't say San Francisco is more expensiver.
Okay, we need to be careful here. If the adjective has 2 or more syllables, we make the comparative with more. Okay? So be careful when you have 2 or more. Examples, Laura has a beautiful house. Dave's house is more beautiful. Beautiful. 3 syllables here. Los Angeles is expensive. San Francisco is more expensive. Expensive. 3 syllables. Remember, we do not say San Francisco is more expensive. No, this is incorrect.
Ok.
6.
We add than when we say the person or thing we are comparing. Anna's apartment is smaller than Kate's apartment. Los Angeles is more expensive than San Francisco. The apartment is hotter than my old apartment.
Okay, any questions?
Eso es cuando comparamos dos cosas de lo mismo, ¿verdad?
Okay, yes. We add than. Than en este caso tiene un significado muy peculiar. Vamos a ver el primer ejemplo. Anna's apartment is smaller than Kate's apartment. El departamento de Ana es más pequeño que el departamento de Kate. Este than tiene esa forma de que, como lo usamos en español. Ok. Los Angeles is more expensive than San Francisco. The apartment is hotter than my old apartment. Ok.
Ok.
Pregunta sobre eso. No te escucho muy convencido.
O sea, se puede utilizar, siempre se utiliza el, ¿cómo digo? Esos cambios que se hacen, por ejemplo, en smaller, siempre van con el than.
No siempre. Lo que pasa es que aquí estás haciendo una comparativa directa.
Ok.
¿Sí? Estás comparando comparando el departamento de Ana con el departamento de Kate. En los ejemplos anteriores era diferente, voy a mostrarte. Por ejemplo, mi carro es viejo, el carro de Sam es más viejo. Es diferente la comparativa.
Ok. Y el Dan sería, ¿qué significado tiene?
Ok. Si vamos aquí, nuevamente, Anna's apartment is smaller than Kate's apartment. Si yo diría en español, por ejemplo, en México, yo lo diría de esta forma. El departamento de Ana es más pequeño que el departamento de Kate. ¿Ok? Y es el mismo caso con los otros ejemplos.
Ok.
7. ¿Ok? Ahorita hacemos, we're going to do some examples, ¿ok?
Ok.
To show a small difference when we make comparisons, we can use a little. To show a big difference, we can use much. Your apartment is a little bigger than my apartment. I know, but your bedroom is much bigger.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Now, with this one, to show a small difference when we make comparisons, a little. To show a big difference, we can use much. Your apartment is a little bigger than my apartment. I know, but your bedroom is much bigger. ¿Ok? Solamente le agregamos más énfasis a esa comparativa, con un poco pequeño o más grande en estos ejemplos. 8.
Some common adjectives have irregular forms.
Good, better. Bad, worse.
Your apartment has a better view than my apartment. The weather is bad today, but yesterday it was worse.
Okay, so some adjectives have irregular forms. Good, better, bad, worse. Okay? Example. Your apartment has a better view than my apartment. The weather is bad today, but yesterday it was worse. Cuando yo digo better, es como decir mucho mejor o más mejor. Cuando yo digo worse, es más peor o mucho más malo o peor. ¿Ok? Ya no tengo que agregarle más información, tal cual como es el estado en el cual estas palabras, estos adjetivos fueron creados.
Okay.
Okay? Let's do some examples. Everything is better with examples. So give me just a sec. Okay, so comparative adjectives number 1. Read each dialogue, click on the box and choose the correct answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
Help me reading the dialogue, please.
Dave tastes this. How do you like my vegetable soup? Soup?
Soup.
Soup? It's good. Rich. It's better than your bean soup.
Okay.
What does bean mean? Yes.
Bean. Bean means ah, habichuela o frijol.
Okay.
Number 2.
So I think, yo creo que solo es better, better.
Okay, vamos a ver. Dave, taste this. How do you like my vegetable soup? It's good, Rich. It's better than your bean soup.
No sería como, ¿es mejor tu sopa de habichuelas? Algo así. O es mucho mejor.
Okay. But I'm okay, so you want me to leave it like this.
No lo sé.
Como una opinión directa, a eso te refieres, ¿verdad?
Ajá. Porque no está diciendo más que alguna otra cosa. Solo le preguntó de su sopa de vegetales, ¿no?
Sí, pero recuerda que estamos haciendo comparativas.
Ok. Entonces sí va el dan.
Leamos el contexto. Dave, taste this. How do you like my vegetable soup? ¿Te gusta mi sopa de vegetales? Y Dave le contesta, it's good, Rich. It's better your bean soup. Si yo, por ejemplo, si tú lo estás viendo como una sugerencia directa, se escribiría de otra forma. Yo diría, but your bean soup is better. Much better. Pero en este caso, como es una comparativa, it's good, Rich. It's better than your bean soup, I'm sorry. Your vegetable soup, it's better than your bean soup.
Okay.
Number 2.
The water today is really hot. I know, but yesterday was hotter.
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 Okay. 3.
Is your new apartment bigger than your old one? Yes, yes. Oh, yes. It's much bigger.
4.
Can I ask how much is the rent? Well, it's a little more, but a little more expensive than my old place.
Okay.
Amy, which sweater should I wear? The blue one or the green one? I like the green one. It's pretty, prettier
Prettier.
than the blue one.
Okay. 6.
Hey Maggie, did you hear the new Clary Clark CD?
Cheryl Clark CD.
Cheryl Clark CD. Yeah, I don't like it. It's worse than her first CD.
Okay. 7.
What's your favorite season? I love winter. I think the city is more beautiful in the winter.
Okay. 8.
How about you? Do you like the winter? No, not really. I'm happier when the weather is warm. No, I
Weather.
weather. But en la 8 es la otra. I'm yes.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Good. No problem. Okay, so let's go now to the second exercise. Okay, so comparative adjectives, number 2. Read each dialogue, type the correct form of the comparative in parentheses into the blank. You must also add a verb. Oops, you can see my screen, right? Let me see. Okay, now, comparative adjectives, number 2. Read each dialogue, type the correct form of the comparative in parentheses into the blank. You must also add a verb. So, number 1.
Maggie is 16. Frankie is 12. Maggie is older than Frankie.
2.
Okay. Dave's children are 21 and 19. Paul's children are 16 and 12. Paul's children are one second, please. More are more young, Dave's children.
Okay, do we need another thing here?
Yes. Cuando se usa el more, no es necesario cambiar el verbo, ¿no ve?
Correcto. Pero ahora, este adjetivo es monosílabo.
Creo que sí.
Young. Entonces, si es monosílabo, necesitamos el more.
Hay que cambiarlo. Entonces es younger.
Okay.
Laura's office is. Laura's office is 400 square feet. Louis' office is 200 square feet. Laura's office is bigger than
Luis's office.
Louis' office.
4.
Louis' office has a nice view. Laura's office has a really nice view. Laura's office is
So what are you using here? You're using the verb to have. So Laura's office
has
okay, has
more good view than Louis' office.
good is in a regular adjective. What is the form of the adjective good for a comparison? Better.
Yes.
So in this case, Laura's office has
Better.
like this?
No lleva than.
Okay. Here.
Mm,
Okay. Than Luis' office.
yes.
Okay. 5.
There are 3 million people in Los Angeles. There are 1 million people in San Francisco. San Francisco has San Francisco is smaller than Los Angeles. Dave is happy birthday every day, but he's really happy on the weekend. Dave is more is happier or is much happier on the weekend. Is happier.
Or I could say much.
Yes.
Okay. Because he's happy every day, but he's really happy on the weekend.
It's okay.
Well, we can check. 7.
Okay. Chris seat cost $300. Paul's suite cost $500. Paul's suite is
All suit is
more expensive than Chris
more expensive.
than
Gray suit, right?
Chris suit.
Okay. So going back to 6, Dave is happy every day, but he's really happy on the weekend. Dave is much happier on the weekend than on weekends. In the explanation that we had, yes, we use much or a little to add more emphasis. Okay. Do we need it in this example? Maybe not. Pearson will mark it correct anyways. But do you really need it? No. So that being said, any questions on the rest? Okay. So no problem, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go to the second part. So similarities and differences using as. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Oops. Okay, sorry. There. So similarities and differences as. We have A and B. How's the weather today? It's as cold as yesterday. How old are you, Anna? I'm 25. I'm almost as old as you, I think. Okay. So similarities and differences. So when we speak about similarities, we use as to do a similarity, doing a comparison at the same time. So let's go over the first rule. Are you ready?
Yes.
To show that people, places, or things are the same in some way, we use as before and after an adjective. How's the weather today?
It's as cold as yesterday.
This means that yesterday it was cold. Today it is cold.
How old are you, Anna?
I'm 25. My birthday was on April 1st. I'm as old as you, I think.
Funny, I thought you were younger.
This means that Clara and Anna are 25 years old.
Okay. So do you have any questions?
¿Qué significa?
Which part?
As, cool as.
Okay. As has different meanings. Su definición varía dependiendo del uso. En este caso, as es, bueno, as en sí es el equivalente a like, por decir como. Sin embargo, like se usa en una forma informal, vaya la redundancia, y as formalmente. Cuando usamos as es para decir, para usar una similitud. En este caso, to show that people, places, or things are the same in some way. Para mostrar que la gente, cosas o lugares son similares de alguna forma. Y usamos el as. Ejemplo, how's the weather today? ¿Cómo está el clima hoy? Está tan frío como ayer. Eso es lo que significaría.
Ok.
¿Ok?
Ok.
No te puedo traducir palabra por palabra. But I can interpret.
Entiendo.
Okay? So let's look at these examples. How old are you, Anna? I'm 25. My birthday was on April 1st. I am as old as you are. Soy tan grande como tú. Creo. Funny. I thought you were younger. This means that Clara and Anna are 25 years old. Okay? Good. Number 2.
We can add just to emphasize that two things are the same.
Kate's apartment is just as big as Sam's apartment.
Okay? So remember, in this case, just as a little and much, just, we use it for similarities just to add more emphasis. And it says here, we can add just to emphasize. Okay?
Para énfasis a qué.
A esta comparativa, o esta similitud, perdón.
Ok.
3.
When we want to show that two people, places, or things are very similar in some way, but not the same, we can add almost.
I'm almost as old as you. You are not. You're only 12. I'm 13.
Okay. Any questions?
No entendí.
Ok. Vamos a hacer algo. Ok. Entonces, puede ver mi pantalla, ¿correcto? ¿Sí?
Yes.
Ok. Imagina que tenemos una gráfica. Ok. Y vamos a dividir aquí. Aquí tenemos un 100%, Y aquí tenemos un 0%. Y justo aquí la mitad. ¿Vale? Y esto lo medimos por ciento. Lo que te está diciendo la explicación es cuando usamos el just, estamos hablando de un 100%. ¿Ok? Si hablamos de almost, estamos hablando de un 50%. Y cuando decimos cero, que no tiene nada que ver, usamos el not. Regresando a los ejemplos. Te dice, ¿ok? Dame chance. Ok. Kate, oops, it's not typing. Kate's apartment is just as big as Sam's apartment. ¿Ok? Y si yo estoy haciendo una similitud, estoy diciéndote que el depa de Kate es 100% similar al departamento de Sam, ¿correcto? En el ejemplo de almost, si yo pongo así, I'm almost as old as you. Eso significa, yo soy casi tan grande como tú, hablando de edad, porque no digo viejo. O tal vez lo podemos decir si la persona nos ofende o X. I'm almost as old as you are. Si quisiera decir nada, I'm not as tall as you are. No soy tan grande como tú lo eres. Hablando de estatura. ¿Ok?
Ok.
Si gustas tomarle una foto, perdón por mi gráfica que no está tan estética. Tal vez tengo que... Bueno, lo voy a trabajar. Ok, espero te haya ayudado esta explicación.
¿Cómo?
Espero te haya ayudado esta explicación.
Sí.
Okay, so let's continue on the lecture, okay?
Okay.
So, number 4. You ready?
Yes.
To compare two people, places, or things and show that they are different, we use not as.
Frankie and Maggie aren't as old as Anna.
This means that Anna is older than Frankie and Maggie.
Emmy is so shy sometimes.
She isn't as shy as Maggie.
This means that Maggie is shyer than Emmy.
Is Mexico City expensive?
Mexico City is expensive, but it's not as expensive as Tokyo.
This means that Tokyo is more expensive.
Okay. Y cuando usamos not, tenemos que tener cuidado en el contexto. Por ejemplo, is Mexico City expensive? Mexico City is expensive, but it's not as expensive as Tokyo. Pero no es tan caro como lo es Tokio. Okay?
Okay.
So we need to be careful not to get confused. All right. Let's do some exercises, okay? All right, so read each dialogue, drag and drop each word into the correct places in the line. So read the initial dialogue and choose the parts of the statement so that we can make it correct.
Are Kate and Anna the same age? No, Anna isn't as old as Kate. Kate is 29, Anna is 25.
Okay.
Is today warmer than yesterday? No. Is no. Today is as cool as yesterday. Yesterday the temperature
Okay.
was 28 degrees. It's 28 degrees again today.
Okay. Good.
Louis has a pretty large apartment. I think it's bigger than Kate's. I don't think so. Kate's apartment. No. Okay. I don't know. And Louis' apartment is just as big as Louis' apartment.
4.
En vez de Kate's, primero va Louis, yo creo.
Aquí.
Yes. Louis en vez de Kate's y el Kate's donde estaba Louis. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Amy is Amy as shy as Maggie? How old are Frankie and Billy? Frankie, no, Billy is is almost as old as Frankie. Frankie is 12, Billy is 13.
Okay.
Is Chris' office bigger than Anna's? Anna's office is. Your apartment has a nicer view than my apartment. I don't know, your apartment has a nice view of downtown.
Okay, so let's see the answers. Good. So we only have one right here. So it was the other way around.
Sorry.
And here, boom, boom, the names.
Mhm.
And that's why it's important to read the rest. Frank is 12 and Billy is 13. So that means Frankie is almost as old as Billy. Okay.
Almost, ¿qué significa?
¿Perdón?
¿Qué significa almost?
Casi.
Ok, ya entendí.
Good. Okay, now let's go to another grammar structure. Give me just a second. So, comparing nouns. Comparing nouns, Tokyo is a lot like New York. Is your new apartment like your old one? Amy and Jean are in the same class. Okay, so we're going to compare nouns, sustantivos. But let's talk about it. Number one, are you ready?
Yes.
We use like to compare people, places, or things. Here are examples of like in statements, yes/no questions, and information questions. We use like to show that one noun is similar to another noun.
Mr. Armello is like Mr. Jackson.
Yes, they both like to cook.
Is your new apartment like your old one?
I don't have a new apartment. I'm looking for one now.
What's Tokyo like? Tokyo is a lot like New York.
Okay, so we use like to compare people, places, or things. So some examples of like in statements, yes, no questions, and information questions. And we use like to show that one noun is similar to another one. For example, Mr. Ornello is like Mr. Jackson. Just a comparison, okay? Just to say that they're similar. They both like to cook. Is your new apartment like your old one? I don't have a new apartment. I'm looking for one now. What's Tokyo like? Tokyo is a lot like New York. Okay. Number two. Or do you have any questions?
Mm, ¿Cómo sabemos si uso like, uso as o comparo con el than?
Ok. Recuerda, en este caso, like, lo estamos usando para comparar nouns. En el caso de as, estábamos comparando adjetivos.
Ok.
Recuerda, para as estábamos comparando descripciones de cosas, personas, etc. En este caso estamos comparando nouns.
Yes.
Okay. Number two.
We can also use both to show that two people or things are similar.
Both men like to cook.
London is like Tokyo. Both cities are very interesting.
Three. Oops. So, I'm sorry. Do you have any questions about number 2?
No.
Okay, no problem, right? 3.
When the two things we compare are the same, we use the same or the same as.
Emmy and Jin are in the same class.
What time is the class?
Emmy has the same teacher as Jin.
Professor Brown? That's good.
Okay, so we want to compare 2 things, and we know they are the same. We use the same or the same as. Okay, we can just say the same or the same as. We have 2 examples. Emmy and Jean are in the same class. What time is that class? Okay, that's it. Laura, Emmy has the same teacher as Jen. Okay. So we are comparing something using as. We're comparing a noun. Any questions?
No.
No?
We can use different from to talk about things that are not the same.
Professor Brown is different from Mrs. Hayes. Professor Brown is funny, but Mrs. Hayes is serious.
So we can use the form of different from to talk about things that are not the same. So this is quite the opposite. Professor Brown is different from Mrs. Hayes. Professor Brown is funny, but Mrs. Hayes is serious. Okay, so more expressions. The contrary in this case. Okay, let's do an exercise. All right, so read each dialogue, choose the correct answer.
Dave has the same last name as Rich. Of course, there's brothers.
They are
There,
brothers. Okay.
Chris has the same laptop as I have. Right, we both have XP 22OS. I'm in history 202. What history class are you in? I'm in history 202. We're in the same class.
4.
Do you like New York more than San Francisco? I like them both. Both cities are great.
Okay.
Is your new job as your old one? No, this job is a lot more interesting. Or same? How's your new boss? She is different from my old boss. She is more serious. Paul is a lot. Same Chris. Same Chris. You're right. They are both very serious. This lesson is easier than the last lesson. No, I don't agree. But but lessons are easy.
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 Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, 6 out of 8. So let's see. Number 1, okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Is your new job your old one? No, this job is a lot more interesting. So let's see. Look at number 1 in the presentation. We can use like without any other words to show similarity. With same, we need to use the. So in this case, I would use like because I'm comparing a thing. Or in this case, a profession. Paul is a lot. Chris, you're right. They're both very serious. We can use like by itself to show similarity. Okay.
Para usar el as, siempre tiene que ir as el...
Recuerda que cuando vamos a usar like es porque vamos a hacer una comparativa directa a un noun.
Pero cuando usamos el as, siempre tiene que ir as, adjetivo as.
Correcto. Tiene que ir un adjetivo, muchas veces un título.
Y siempre van los dos as.
Perdón. No siempre. Todo depende del contexto.
¿Qué?
Todo depende del contexto.
Ok.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave available the notes of today in Pearson. So you can review in case that you didn't take pictures, but you will have them available. And also there will be some exercises, okay? And that's it for tonight. If you have any more questions, if you think we need to do more exercises for comparison, let me know. And tomorrow we can practice a little bit more, okay? So before we go, can you help me with the survey? Daily survey thing?
Listo.
Thank you. But there's another one, okay? There's 2 today, okay?
Listo.
Thank you so much, Camila. Have a great night. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye-bye.